Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. West side, raise it up. Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up. North side, raise it up. South side, raise it up. East side, raise it up. The west side, raise it up. Raise it up, raise it up, raise it up, raise it up.
Hey loves, hey loves. I am Wyann, also known as Y, and this is another episode of Raise It Up Y, the podcast. We are coming at you the last Thursday of April 2021 in an episode so appropriately called Birthday Present. And we're calling it Birthday Present because some of you know I am an Aries, gang. April 13th is my birthday. I just turned 30 fine, as my loves have been calling it. My loves are all of you all, anyone who supports or listens or watches this podcast. And while we're here, let me please thank all of you listeners on any platform where you're listening to this podcast, all of the watchers on YouTube right now. You all will see that I got my smile back a little bit. For those of you just joining us maybe for the first time, hello. Lovely to see you. Lovely to have you. Thank you for coming and stopping by. Whoever shared this podcast with you really fucking loves you. All right. Here at Raise It Up Y, we promote non-corny positivity, aka we meet people authentically where they are, recognizing that everyone's positivity looks just a little different. But so long as you have your dial set on being better, we're here with you, man. We love you and we rock with you. We don't got to know. It's not your choice. It's ours. And, for you just coming again, March 11th, I had a accident and a little bit of a fall such that, I can get flashbacks when I talk about it. So it's like I could hear it and feel it again. So I apologize. I missed a step walking from the street up on a curve, hopping up, and I fell. I did not catch the fall with my hands as natural instincts would have it. They got stuck in my sweatshirt and I fell and I caught my fall with my face on a manhole. It's that metal circle in certain city sidewalks where the people can go under the street and work on the sewers. So on a manhole, that's where I fell. I broke my tooth in half, my front left tooth. So if anything looks weird on YouTube, that's why. I tell my loves, I do a thing called Love Tuesdays every Tuesday at 6 p.m. It probably won't remain every Tuesday, though. I'll tell you guys about that in a minute, but by way of this birthday behavior and things that I've picked up and learned. But 6 p.m. on Tuesdays, we have hashtag Love Tuesdays, and I get to share with my supporters, my listeners, my loves about the journeys I've been having. The last episode 29, was all about my healing process as it had just happened a week before we taped. And I feel sometimes a little self-conscious or embarrassed about my smile looking different to me. Apparently it doesn't look very different to other people. So thank you for that. That's awesome. But I have scarred tissue still in my top lip, and it's sometimes a little, my mouth can get caught on words. So if you see me working a little more to communicate freely, that's why, okay? That's for all my newbies, all my new listeners, my new loves, my new supporters. Hello again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Wherever you come from, wherever you are, I appreciate you. We at the team of Raise It Up Y, we highly appreciate you. Yeah, that's a lot of information before we ground ourselves, but it's just the intro. Again, birthday present is this episode. 30 Fine or 39 has been teaching me the gift of being present. And goodness, once I get a hold of that, and once I've gotten a hold of what that really looks like and what that really means, it doesn't allow a lot of riffraff to take my energy left or right, up or down. And today, I've had a bunch of, I don't want to put out anyone, but there are some individuals very close to me who tested positively for COVID, right? I tested twice. I am negative. God is good. Thank you, Lord. But for health reasons and keeping my team safe, I basically told everyone not to come. We had a guest today. We had help today. And we usually have a gentleman by the name of Chris Cadenhead, the producer of this show, right behind a different camera. And none of that's happening. And I'm just saying that because in being fully present, I'm recognizing that we're going to be all right, not just on some we gonna be all right. Shouts out to the prophet and King Kendrick Lamar. But seriously, everything that's happening in your life, in my life, in any parts of our lives, we're going to be okay. I've learned to, in being present, allow. And whatever hopes for plans I'd had and how I wanted things to go, man, I think 30 Fine just got me on some, you know what? I think I only got like 1 or 2 fucks to give this whole year, and I'm not gonna waste one a freaking couple days into this year I'm developing after just turning 39. So there's so much power here in the present. We'll talk about all that way more in the Wyann's Words of Wisdom at the end of each episode that we have. Long intro, but again, this whole year is about making sure we're touching on our worth. This podcast is about raising up your self-awareness, vibration, and your capacity for love. And this episode is no different. Last year, we focused on self-awareness. This year, we are focusing on self-worth. And a part of being present and understanding where you are presently in any moment is a way that you're able to connect with your worth at any given time. So let's jump into this episode, ladies and gentlemen, however many, 9 minutes in. I am a trained therapist, for anyone who doesn't know, not a practicing one. But as a trained therapist, I love to ground my listeners, my supporters, my watchers. And grounding just means that we bring you into your current moment. It's a way to create presence, right? So I'm also an author and a poet. We like to make grounding a thing with this little poem I created episodes ago. Take a moment to be here with me. Really hear my voice. Feel your feet. Wiggle your toes. Touch your nose. And I'm asking you to do those silly things just to recognize that you are here, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally here. I'm gonna ask you to breathe a breath in and blow a breath out. I'd like you to do that again. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And I just want you to take a moment to own this miracle we call life. That you are breathing and winning just by living this life. By spending this time with my voice right now. You're investing into your betterment. I'd like you to sit with that and feel proud. And welcome. Let's go up, all the way up. My loves, if you're in the gang, we say rockets up on these hoes. You understand? Everything that is negative, my supporters and I have learned to call hoes or hoe ass energy and things. It's a part of our non-corny positivity. You know, you can call a spade and not have lost your ability to be positive. So when we meet, encounter hoe energy, aka negativity, we all band together, even if we're alone. We just, you know what, hearken on the energy that we've created within one another, and we blast off. And if you hear that ghetto bird, it's just because I live in the hood. Let it rock. You know, everything happens. I am in the West Coast, and you never know what you're going to get out here. So let's just hope it ain't something that they circle this motherfucker. Okay. We are on a raise them up. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been promising you that we would go through the 5 love languages. And I introed this in the Love Month, aka Black History Month, aka February. And then March came. My life changed in one step, as were my words of wisdom for episode 29. And now we're getting back on track. So without further ado, in this Raise 'em Up, I want to talk about love language number 1. Last time we kind of introed the concept of love languages by Gary Chapman. But I'm going to go ahead and start to give you my takeaways from his first written in the book, Love Language, which is words of affirmation. Let's get the definition of affirmation out of the way. Affirmation definitively is emotional support or encouragement. All right? These are positive words, and positive words will get you further in life than nagging, discouraging, critical or condemning words, threatening words, things like ultimatums and demands. So, this is a book that was written by a marriage counselor for married couples. I will preface this like I did last time, and I will end this segment by making sure I reiterate the help in this book is for married couples, was designed for married couples, tested upon married couples in all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of parts of the world. The dude, Cherry Gatman, nice dyslexia, Gary Chapman, this dude is an anthropology background major from school. So that's like the study of humans and the of evolution of man. It kind of surpasses any one race, ethnicity, creed, nationality, you know, any of those things. So for married couples worldwide, first world or third world types of couples, these are supposed to be universally applicable to be called love languages. The first one is words of affirmation. For any of my newbies, I am an edutainer, an educator, and an entertainer. So you're getting a peek at how I disseminate information in any of my collegiate settings, in my college classes, you know. You get this side of me, but we have the hip hop side also as well. So let's never get it twisted. Yeah, I can't get malignant. It's just the way it goes. So there are 3 types of these words of affirmation: encouraging words, kind words, and humble words. That's what Gary Chapman brings up in his book. I'm not going to give you page numbers because I got a paperback, and generally if you have like a hardback, it'll be a different numbering system. I can tell you it's the 4th chapter in the book. And if you listen to the audiobook, there are no page numbers, or if you have the ebook, the page numbers will be different. So I'm not going to do page numbers, but the 4th chapter in the book of 5 love languages, you will find love language number 1, words of affirmation. All right? Encouraging words, Gary describes as words to inspire courage. That's what the word, as he reports, encourage means, to inspire courage. So when you have a mate who may be good at something, but maybe feels insecure in that thing, in that talent, in that skill, your words of affirmation bolster them. Bolster them just means supports them. It means it carries them in places where they might not feel the most, I would say they might not feel the most strengthened or confident. Sometimes a lover's words can give somebody that boost that they seek to go and do the thing that would have normally scared them off. And he gives examples in the book. But things like words of encouragement requires us, this thing of encouraging your spouse, as they would call it, through your words of encouragement, it requires us to really see our partner. Like, not just see them, but see their perspective of life. So you really have to be dialed in to the person that you're living this life with to really give these encouraging words well. This does not work for encouraging things out of your partner that you want to see happen from them. It must be that you have learned things that your spouse would like to have happen out of their lives, and you encourage those areas. Example, a woman was a writer. She put in to write for articles and magazines, and she got a rejection letter and it discouraged her. A husband comes, reads an article, a past old article of hers, and says, yo, you're fucking outstanding. Go do this. No, fuck that rejection. Go. You got this. That is an example of words of encouragement. Kind words is the second area that Gary Chapman talks about in words of affirmation as the first love language. So this has a lot to do with the way we speak. People talk about, watch your tone. Watch your tone when you're talking to me. The tone, the amount of oomph we put behind our words, these things all matter when it comes to how we speak to the person we love. Kind and soft words quench fires of anger. All right? You want to make sure you are water to anger when it comes to making sure that you can communicate with your partner. If you hear outside noises, it's because I did not put Shoka, aka my dog who I dance in the mornings with, up. So because everyone had to leave, Shoka said that she would keep me company. And so she's down there. Forgiveness is where this particular author brings up the concept of forgiveness in this section, kind words. So if you want to keep intimacy within your relationship, Gary Chapman, the author of this book, talks about forgiveness being necessary. Forgiveness is not a feeling, it's a commitment. So sometimes using kind words during times where you need to express tender thoughts or tender sentiments. It could be having to process out some things that have gone awry previously in your relationship. Speaking about those things in soft tones and kindly with forgiveness and not justice in your heart. I thought this part was really, really important. You can be just and seek justice out of your relationship, or if you use forgiveness, you're looking at the fact that love covers and you're looking forward to still growing and not holding someone to the fire for a past transgression. Takes a big person to do that. Trust and believe. I've been there with a lot of my relationships. Trust me. Sometimes I've needed the forgiveness because I've stepped out and done stuff on guys. Usually out of retaliation, if I can keep it a bean. If I'm going to be honest. Usually out of retaliation. However, there also have been times where I haven't stepped out, and a gentleman of mine has stepped out. And if I still see the relationship as viable, I don't want to hold him to the fire, but I do need to express where I may feel some pit of my stomach energy that I need to communicate with him. And it's not to bring up the past or make him right and make me wrong or vice versa. It's to be honest to myself and witness myself, but at the same time, have tenderness in the way I deliver the message and forgiveness in my heart when I do. So I've heard commonly people say, well, do you want to be right or do you want to be in love? Not in love like, in love. That is a fleeting honeymoon stage type of a relationship that literally generally lasts up to 18 months, can last up to 3 years if the relationship is a secret. So where some men or women step out of their relationships and have affairs or have side secret partners, and they think they are so in love to the point where I'm going to leave my current mate. A lot of the times they're just experiencing that in love feeling. And by feeling those things, they think they're in real time, absolute love with an individual who really they're just getting to experience the fun parts, the fleeting parts of love, not having to decide how to parent a child. Are we going to discuss with our new child that Santa Claus does or doesn't exist? Okay, I'm Jewish, you're Christian. How are we really going to do this? You know, you're a spender, I'm a saver. You have debt and I don't. What's our credit score going to look like? Conversations like that rarely come up in fun, fleeting types of relationships. I also think that's why this book is for married couples and not boyfriends and girlfriends. There's a lot less to discuss when you have two individuals who are choosing to spend time with one another called boyfriends and girlfriends, or however you identify. I have love for every type of human that exists, by the way. That's a different kind of a relationship than when you have legally binding, if we split up, we got assets to depart with types of relationship. It's a different type of level of commitment when you have a marriage relationship versus a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. I would love to hear in the comments if you all agree or disagree with that statement, and we can discuss how or why. But I am on the side with Gary on that one. Like, a lot of what we talk about in relationships and how they stay together, especially if you want that person for the long haul, the marriage factor is glue, it's cement to the deal. Again, we can talk about that in the comments on YouTube or anywhere else you all are listening to this podcast, however you want. Just putting my thoughts out there. These are my 2 cents. The third style of words of affirmation after encouraging words and kind words, per Gary Chapman, the author of this book, is humble words. Humble words. Love makes requests, not demands, says this part of the chapter. Demands make lovers communicate in a parent and child style rather than a partnership. Requests, which are pushed and encouraged in this part of the chapter, requests like love give our partners choice. Love in and of itself is a choice. It always is and it always will be. So requests affirm partners' abilities and talents. For example, baby, I would love some of your cooking tonight because you cook fucking bomb. That's a request. And you're affirming your partner. You know you cook really, really well. I know you are a full-time, partner at your place of work and you put so much time in at the PTA. I appreciate all of that. I'm just saying, you're one of the best cooks I know as well. So is there anything that I can do so that we can enjoy some of your cooking tonight? Or tomorrow night? Let me know a day that works. That's a request with affirmation, as opposed to, and goes a lot further than, damn, I remember when you used to cook all the time. Now, shit. type of motherfucker is you? That probably won't work. Even if you took out the cussing, I remember when you used to cook. It would be nice if you cooked sometime. Those are demands. There's that lacks the kindness in the tone. Notice the inflections of, babe, you are such a good cook. I would really enjoy if at some point in the near future we could eat one of your home cooked meals. That's kind and humble. And it has an intrinsic encouragement because you're telling your partner you cook bomb. Different from, whew, remember when you used to cook? Tone get you places. Tone can get you knocked out. Not in the intimate relationship, I pray. I'm talking about when you out on the street talking to people, or when you in customer service, or when you at some place where everybody don't love you. Your tone can get you some different results than you may have anticipated, okay? So yes, the last thing I noted about the humble words is that requests create opportunities for expressions of love, where demands defeat intimacy in love. So I hope this is helping some of you individuals out there who think that words of affirmation might be your primary love language, and you might be married and you want to work on your partnership. Maybe introduce your partner to either this book in and of itself or this particular segment of Raise It Up Why episode 30, and see if they don't get down with maybe working on that love language so that they can affirm you. But trust, there are 4 more of these love languages, and you will have to learn which is your partner's, rather even more accountability and ownership. Your partner can watch these with you these next few months, where I'm kind of giving you all my cliff notes from each of these love languages. They can decide and decipher which is their love language and can more appropriately or accurately help you love them via the love language that they possess. All right? Because what we end up doing is giving gifts to individual, whether it be expressions of love, money, actual gifts. Some people think sex is a gift. Sometimes it is. But when we give to other people, we generally give to them the way we want to receive. And it's no different with this. We give love in the way that we wish to receive love. And in doing that, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we miss the mark. All right? So if you are a person who says, that is my love language, I wonder how I can express to my partner that this is how I want to be loved, and maybe give them some examples. Or maybe your partner has told you, yo, I love when people speak kind and encouraging and humbly and positively towards me. Can you fix your mouth, please, to say positive things to me? Here are some tangibles that Gary Chapman gives at the end of this chapter. Keep a notebook of dope, kind, beautiful words, encouraging words, just awesome, anything that you can think of words. It can come from a sermon. It can come from a conversation, a podcast like this, anything. And just start to write them down so that you have them to pull from your arsenal. Make yourself a little treasure chest, if you will, of all these positive phrases, positive words, so you can give your partner, if it's their primary love language, the gift of a compliment, right? If you enjoy those sorts of things, maybe make it for yourself and reveal it to your partner. These are the type of things that I like when people say, you know, and some of the ways that you can do that, if you're giving your spouse, partner, this type of love language, you can maybe mail a letter, do it in written form. You don't have to always say it. What about writing an email? Make a post on social media about and to your partner for no apparent reason. What about a song dedication, and find the lyrics of a song that make you really, you know, just feel good towards your partner. Some of you guys on YouTube, if you're watching, you see that one of my birthday gifts from one of my mom's Oops, I just touched this damn mic. From one of my mom's fans, the Emotions fans. Thank you, Pete Keys, yet again for this World Tour 1977 shirt that you got me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, man. One of my mom and them songs was called The Best of My Love, right? Is called The Best of My Love. And I just thought about that first verse written by Maurice White and Al McKay of Earth, Wind, and Fire. It doesn't take much to make me happy and make me smile with glee. Never ever will I feel discouraged, cause our love's no mystery. Ooh! Like, maybe write that inside of a card or put it on a post on a story somewhere and just add the song on there so your partner can see, like, baby, it's you and me for life. Like, it's what we do right here. I don't know. Those are just ideas. I just wanted to throw some out. Also, Gary Chapman talks about indirect words of affirmation, like talk good about your spouse when they're not around to people who will go run tell that. You understand? Talk to your spouse, mom, about how dope she is, knowing that mom's gonna probably go gas it up like, so you know, such and such talked to me, and apparently he is feeling when you is this and that and that and this. Or another example, you and your spouse, you and your partner are out somewhere, and next thing you know, you have the opportunity to give your partner shine. So the bill is about to come at the restaurant. You say, no. Can you go back and add a specialty dessert? We're celebrating tonight. And the waiter says, excuse me? The server at the restaurant says, what are you celebrating? And you just give a real authentic, positive assessment of your partner to that restaurant server and let it be known, yeah, I'm just celebrating her tonight. Or, yeah, I'm just celebrating him this evening. Please go ahead and add that to the tab because I just needed him to know how dope he is. But you're telling the waiter, you're telling the restaurant server, not your partner. That's an indirect way to give words of affirmation and compliments and encouragement. All right? I hope all of that was good for you, you know. That is the 4th chapter altogether. The next episode 31, we'll get into the second love language, which I can't remember right now. It's either acts of service. Let me see. Yeah, acts of service. So we'll get into that then. I hope you enjoy your raise them up. On to your high why. High why is a segment where my loves can contact me with either direct messaging me on Instagram at RAISEITUPWY. Rockets up on these hoes. You can make sure, don't type rockets up on these. Just RAISEITUPWY at Raise It Up Y on Instagram, actually on Twitter and on Facebook. Contact me anywhere there and leave a hashtag HIWY, high Y. And give me a question. Sometimes people like this young, beautiful artist named at I am Sky, SKYE, Louise, LOUISE, I am Sky Louise. On one of the Love Tuesdays, but it wasn't a Tuesday. I think it was a Saturday that time. Don't ask why. But no, because it was a 13 live discussion. Every 13th of the month, I go live with my following as well. So one of my former students, who is an alumni and at her university, kicking ass, doing a great job, and she's also an amazing artist, Sky Louise, asked me, what are your fears, doubts, and worries? Your fears, your doubts, and your worries. And I'd never been asked that question. It was a question that helped me self-reflect, though. And I think that's all a part of keeping in contact with the present. And not just keeping in contact with presence, but also examining those things helps me look at my worth. So my biggest fear used to be success. And I think my fear, if I had one to date, would be my fear now, because my answer actually changed even from when I spoke to her. It's sort of a fear of missing out, FOMO, but it's always in the realm of love. It's always in the realm of love. I don't post or talk much about my interpersonal relationships with love. And sometimes it can feel difficult to be ecstatic or highly positive about love because there just been a lot of setbacks historically in that department, for whether, whatever the reason. I don't like I tell people I'm a therapist by training, a math teacher by experience, and historically I've been. And in all of that problem solving and being a master communicator and all of that problem solving, I've never yet, not once, seen assigning blame as helping individuals get closer to their answers. Assigning blame doesn't help solve the problem, okay? So when I think about the less than positive results that I've experienced in my past relationships, I could tell, well, that person did, and then I did, and then I did, and then that person did. But for what? For what? The results are, I ain't with such and such now. You understand? So fears, doubts, and worries. Before I answer mine, I would just encourage any of you, especially if you have won one of these positive idea books from #Love Tuesdays that we do, or if you've supported the merch and you've just gotten one of these books of positivity. If you are listening, this does nothing for you. I have a piece in my merch line that's just a positive notebook where I get to put my words of encouragement and personalized affirmations just to you. So if you're interested in any of that, please DM at Wyanna, WYANNA, or at Raise It Up, YRAISEITUPWY, and I'll make sure that we can get something over to you. Just DM me the words price list, and I'll make sure to get that over to you. But I would love for you all to journal and write out what you think your fears, doubts, and worries may be. And they change, right? These aren't static things. As you live and grow, your fears, your worries, your doubts will change. So from February, when my student first asked me about this, to now, a fear I realized in that gap of time was maybe it's a fear of looking foolish behind love. Drake has a line that says, tears all in her pillowcase, big girls all get a little taste. Dealing with, I forgot that part right there. So I give her space, dealing with the heart that I didn't break, you know? So it's really, one of my fears is, it's still maybe a fear of success in the love department though. I'm currently working on my sense of presence there so that I don't have to worry or bother with it. But it's a place that I'm currently just working on and working at, because ladies and gentlemen, love and relationship is the one place where you don't have control. And as a woman who generally gets all her shit done by herself, not on some strong Black woman, I could hold the world up by myself. Even if I could, I wouldn't want to. I love love, and I love partnership, and I love the idea of being able to share my life with someone, but I want to trust that person fully, and I want to trust myself that I can pick someone who would be trustworthy fully. So all these things kind of come up, and there's a fear of embarrassment when things don't go right. it feels stupid. It feels ugly to be a fool for love. So if there was a fear, that would be mine. What are some doubts of mine? Sometimes I doubt. This changed from when you asked me too, Sky Louise. That's crazy. One of my doubts is what some of the spaces where I currently inhabit, not in my romantic relationship, but in other spaces, knowing that everybody is for me, after leaving Los Angeles Unified School District in 2012. Well, I didn't leave. Me and 250,000 employees were kicked out because 5 school board members thought that my division didn't matter anymore to the educational process. And I told myself then that that would be the last time I would ever work for anyone who doesn't believe in me or the work I do. So everywhere I work now, I try to work with the focus in mind that this person fucks with me the long way. They fuck with me deeply. Like, whether they were getting paid for the task or not, they would still be by my side. Whether they profited directly off of anything with our relationship, they would still be by my side because they fuck with me. They want to see me win, because that's how I fuck with people, right? So sometimes I doubt that people really get with me the way I know I get with them. And a worry always indicates some anxiety towards the future usually, which is unwarranted because none of us know what the fucking future holds. And by every moment, you have a plethora of choices for what you could do in your present. And each time you switch one of your present thoughts or choices, you change your future. So worry for the future is really asinine. And it doesn't really matter because you can change your future at any given point. So one of my worries, and this one is the same as early February, baby girl. One of my worries has been and still is not being seen for my true heart, being misunderstood, being taken out of context. I talk with a potty mouth. And I love the Lord, but nigga, please. I love the Lord and I'm positive as hell, but I'm not so positive that I don't get out of pocket sometimes. I'm not so loving of Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit that I can't understand the tears or the heart of someone from Islamic faith. I'm not so black that I can't identify with the Armenian genocide. I'm not so anything that I can't connect to someone else in another way. Knowing that, though, the way that media is right now, people will pick and choose what they look to listen to out of a person. And mind you, everything that you're looking for in this life, you will find. It's looking for you too. So there are some people who look for offense. There are some people who look to be dissed. There are some people who look for the victimization and everything, and as a result, when they listen to people, they listen to find the victimization. They listen to find the oppression. They listen to find, you see what I'm saying? All of the shit that they already are looking for. It's like common denominators and adding and subtracting fractions. You wait until that denominator becomes your denominator, and then you start to tune in. They could have said I'll give you Lauryn Hill. And even after all my logic and my theory, I add a motherfucker so you ignorant niggas hear me. She was spitting crazy, amazing shit. But she recognized there are certain people, you're not even going to tune in until I give you this line. Everything I just said went over your head. I'm talking about Porgy and Bess. I'm talking about seasons change, mad things rearrange, but it all stays the same. Like she was going crazy in this particular verse. If you don't know what I'm talking about, especially the person who asked me this question, Sky Louise, on the score, there's a song. Let me see. How many mics do we whip on the daily? Many money. Say many. That's the verse I'm talking about of El Boogie. And yeah. There are certain people who will not listen to, Wait, no. Whoop, whoop, stop. Another MC loses life tonight, Lord. I beg that you, oh Lord, my head on nearly bury me, oh. My rhymes is... So wait, no, it wasn't how many mics do we rip on the daily. I think this is, remember, take notes. And all the rapping zealots, here's a quote. So no, this is a song called Zealots on the Score 1996 release of the Fugees. My bad. Oh, I know better than that. But anyways, sometimes my worries get the best of me and it makes me over-explain, maybe like I just did right now. It makes me, try to be as thorough as possible so that people don't mistake me at my word, right? So yeah, my fears might be success in love. My doubts might be people not fucking with me the long way. And then my worries can be being mistaken at my word and not for the whole of who I am, my big heart, my loving humanitarianism type of spirit. That's my high why. And thank you again, Sky Louise, for asking that question because it made me kind of tap into some things. So I love you, baby girl. Keep making that beautiful music. I appreciate you. Speaking of beautiful music, I got you a douxadiddy right here. The douxadiddy will not be at the end of the episode. It is right here because April is Poetry Month. And guess what I happen to be? A poet, author of 2 poetry books, matter of fact. And since 2018, I've been pushing like weight this right chon, which is my sophomore book called Write Out. If you are interested in achieving or receiving or possibly even winning her at a Love Tuesday, make sure that you keep up with @Wyanna, WYANNA, or hit up RAISEITUPWY @RaiseItUpY on Instagram. You can comment below on pictures, this video here, all sorts of cool stuff. But speaking of singing, me and my baby cousin, her name is Sky Townsend, she allowed me to co-write a particular track of her EP called Vomit. This was back in fucking what, 09 or 2010. I think it came out in 2010 or 11, something around there. And she did a poem from her perspective about love at the time, which I'm sure if we remade this particular track on her EP, which I don't know if it's even available anywhere else, but this is on my SoundCloud if you all want to hear it. You can hear my cousin's part and you can hear my part. We talked about love in 2 separate stages of life because anyone can only give you an experience, rather a perspective from their experience. So she wrote intently about free love, but from a young woman, because she's several years younger than me, a young woman's perspective. She had a lot of fervor and a lot of oomph in how she delivered her message because she was so intent on loving love and being in love and thinking about love, and it was real for her. Me at the time, I think I was 28 or 29. I'd been engaged. The engagement had been called off because people are crazy. No, I'm messing with you. That's a different story for a different day why that got called off. But it was just one of those places. I was in one of those places listening to my baby cousin talk how adamantly she had about love. And I think she said at the end of it, and when you find a good man, don't scare him, don't share him. And when he gives you the truth, don't pray for a lie. And I came in singing my Auntie Nisi's song called Free. Goodness, I haven't sung today. Do I want to do this in the right key or a lower key? Hold up. Whispering in his ear, my magic potion for love. God forbid. Telling him I'm sincere and that there's nothing too good for us. alive. I've got to be me. 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 Yes, I altered that for where my relaxed ass voice was. Free is me. Free is we. I'm talking free as the sky. So being lost and in love will have you hitchhiking on the corner of lost and confused, seeking refuge in a focus. Hopes of hocus pocus smoothing over wrinkles noticed in a young brow on a soft girl becoming caramelized. That means turning darker and getting hardened. He sang excuses and Dolly pardoned. Well, she believed his lies because he lied so good. But he wasn't a good one. Again. And then suddenly there is no good one. The end. His story, defend, 10 stories dug in. And that's a deep foundation of concrete around her heart with a moat in front of it. No boat to tug in it. And a host of lover friends about that business from the start. And while the good ones go, Drake is buckled up and in the playlist of her sadness, iPod shuffled in madness, and she darts off start and runs faster than fastest on Highway 360, shifting her shifty curves, spitting her splitting verbs, reeling men in and then kicking them to the curb, but one don't kick well. Hun don't fit the spell. Love gon' sit with her while inside she kicks and yells, "Why are you still here? Why aren't you gone? And where the hell did you find that boat for that moat in my lawn? And why don't you regret that I've hurt you with my song? Why harmonize with my pride and make me feel less wrong? And why did he and he and he help produce this melody, yet you pitch correct and then perfect my music in your key? Why do I feel less hatred the more you let me cry? And why do you kiss each tear and taste each lie? Why? You gotta tell me why. It means so much to me. Y'all, the answer glistened in his eyes. It was the definition of free. The definition of free. The definition of me. I saw the sky in his eyes. It was the definition of free. I saw demise in his eyes, and that was my old perception of me. I saw surprise in my eyes that I could finally see the definition of me. I saw my beau and heard my tea. Oh man, I saw excuses stripped away. I heard the music in me, the definition of me, the definition of free. I saw myself in his eyes. And I fell in love with we. Now that's free. Yeah, now that's free, y'all. Yeah, that's free. Free. And I've gotta be free. 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 And I gotta be me. Pop it up, pop, 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 bye. That's how I'll end that. And that brings us to the Wyann's Words of Wisdom portion of this episode. I thank you all for rocking with me for as long as you have. And for this part of the episode, I wanted to talk about how sometimes it's difficult to be excellent. And it's difficult to be excellent because, this is your quotable, excellent in the minds of average people gets called good only. Excellent in the minds of average people gets called good. So check me out. Think about it in school. The individual who earns A's. When you get the mark A scholastically, it means that you are outstanding, excellent. You went above and beyond the call of duty, or booty, as my dad says. Such a dad joke, yo. But you go beyond and above. And by going beyond and above what is asked of you, being further in your research, more creative in your delivery and presentation, you earn an A. You get called excellent. Now, just for comparison's sake, a B means you are above average. All right? These are your 80 to 89% earners, while an excellent is 90 to 100%, right? So above average, it might be that you did what was asked and just a little bit extra, you know? You were good, all right? You did well for yourself. Average is 70 to 79% in school. And it's where you did exactly what was asked for you. Nothing more, nothing less. For comparison's sake, below average is a D. That is a 60 to 69% earner. You didn't do even what was asked. Actually, you performed under that. You did just below what was standard for you to do. And then the failure earners, because yes, nobody gets failed by their instructor. They earn their F. Let me make sure, as a professor and an educator for the past 21 years, that I can, am I lying? 21? No. I started becoming an educator at 18. I'm 39. 21 years. Nah. Every F you've ever experienced, you've earned. Yes, there are exceptions. Don't get weird, guys. Sometimes teachers are assholes and idiots, and they can discriminate. They can discriminate or discriminative. They can be discriminative. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm not going to do that one. And a part of being dope is recognizing when you're fucking up. And I just did. So it's why I'm excellent, ladies and gentlemen, not a failure. A failure would have rolled with their failure and then blamed why they failed on y'all. You understand? I thought of a word. It wasn't a word that I know of. I could be wrong. I could be a genius, just happen to not know all the words I know. Hello. But I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. And the reality is some instructors are assholes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I said it as a professor, as an instructor of 2 decades plus. I am telling you, yes, there are individuals who inhabit an educator's position, but should never have been put there. So some of you who feel like some of your instructors in your past have done some shady shit towards you and shiftily given you a failure mark when you earned something different, you're probably right, because those people exist as well. But it's not the overwhelming majority. So if you feel like that every level of school you've ever been in, the issue is you, my heart, not them. So there's a lot of fail. There's a lot of ways to earn fails, because you can get a 0 to 59% and it's still failure. Failures, if you look at this, make up the majority of the entire 0 to 100% scale ranking. So keep that in mind with the rest of this Wyann's words of wisdom. Most individuals are good. Nah, stop. Most individuals are average. They do exactly what is asked of them. The cold part about being excellent is that you're trying to appeal And I'm using this from the example of, let's say, a creator. You are Prince, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Shaka Khan, Aretha Franklin. Do you realize that even in today's world, these GOATs, these greats, these excellent artists have the huge potential to be missed or unseen? And it's because excellence is something that can be perceived from excellent lenses on excellent people with excellent minds. Problem is, a lot of what we reward today, average at best. So you have a lot of average consumers. No diss to anybody who might be average. Some people would say C's get degrees, and unfortunately, they do. Until you get to your master's program, they don't go for that shit. You get one C, you get put on probation. So C's get degrees at a lower level of education, right? Problem is this. An excellent talent or mind is a subset of all people. Small fraction of all people. But to get big, successful, famous, for your album to sell, you have to appeal to who? The masses. Not the excellence, the masses. Go back to that scale real quick. The majority, the largest part that you can earn on a 0 to 100 scale is failure. 0 to 59. Every other slot, 60 to 69, below average, 70 to 79, average, 80 to 89, above average, 90 to 100, excellent. Most people, the largest place to hit is failure. For a lot of people, a lot of professions, occupations, a lot of things, right? Failure is easy to hit. And if you are average, you hit failure and never leave that space. And because you feel like you don't leave that space, what ends up happening is you attempt to alter things or change things in order to make yourself not just feel average, you want to surpass average, you want to feel above average. Hold on, above average has a range, 80 to 89. So exceedingly abundant to an average mind is good. So if you asked an average mind, not someone well-versed in the history of music, not someone well-versed in performance or artistry, just the average mind. If you ask the average mind their thoughts about someone like Michael Jackson, they're going to give you an average perspective. Well, he must be great. He had a lot of followers. He must be great because everyone knows his songs, so he's famous. Question. Take your own time and think of your own examples. Is everyone who has millions of followers a great person? Question. Is everyone famous excellent? I would hope you answered no to both of those. So it makes and it creates a dilemma when excellent performers, people who perform and get excellent grades in school, they leave that school and they go into the masses of the real world, where the people hiring them might very well just be average, maybe even below average, maybe a failure themselves. And when they see a candidate come into that job at the excellent level, they might not even know how to understand it, how to take it in. And so, because of the fact that everyone won't understand you, ladies and gentlemen, everyone won't get your style of excellence. I think each of us has that excellence in us somewhere, somehow. You have people in average situations with excellence all over them. You have people with excellent hearts, excellent parenting skills, excellent communicators. That doesn't mean that they're famous with 5.2 million followers on all social media platforms. You can be excellent and just be. This brings me back to how 39 gifted me with its unique present called the present. Being present is to be in touch with you where you are right now. It's such a gift. It's such a gift because it's the only place where there's power. Think about trying to change what happened yesterday. Right now, do it. Come on, close your eyes. Look at the things that happened yesterday, and in today, right now, start trying to change each of them. You probably didn't get so far. You won't get so far. Yesterday happened, kid. How about tomorrow? You want to change tomorrow? Start developing what tomorrow looks like in your head, and then change it. Do you think I planned today to be looking at my phone taping me in 4K and not have Chris Cadenhead, our producer, behind one of our 3 cameras? Do you think that's what I planned today, huh? Did I plan to wake up and know that some of the people I love most dearly would test positively for COVID and change the scope of how I do my day, my life today for the next couple days? There are some things that we can't anticipate, lots of them, ladies and gentlemen. So being present is where the living is. You live here, okay? Regret over what happened yesterday doesn't change yesterday. Worry over what's to come tomorrow doesn't change tomorrow. You have power in one place, right here, right now, in the present. That is a gift that life gave me at 39. It was in part to my injury when I fell a month before my 39th birthday. I got to experience just letting go, allowing, and being on my birthday and for the little trip that I took. And I was so happy to just be away and not on the hook or in front of a camera even, or on, just in the on position. I just got to coast, set myself in neutral. I wasn't driving forward or reversing back. I just got to set myself in neutral and let life's winds push me. I was just coasting. I wasn't even parked. I was moving, but I was grooving. And I coasted. And I just don't do that a lot. And I think A-type personalities, movers and shakers, people who are so used to getting things done and making things happen and going out and getting it, I think a part of that gets missed. I did not, in all of my high education, only master's degree earning self, I didn't find any lessons that included learning how to shut everything down and re-energize yourself by being in touch with you as a being, not Wyann as a pundit, not Wyann as a podcaster, not Wyann as a Black woman, not Wyann as a freedom fighter or as a humanitarian or a dog owner or a sister or None of my roles. Just me. Just matter. Running about some physicality where there's mostly space. Enjoying where I take up space in this world. Breathing. Just living. It might sound hokey or like a hippie. And if it does, then that means I'm saying this message correctly. But this is not the hip hop, yeah, it's like that, it's like this and like that. And it's not none of that. It's genreless. It's ethnicity-less. It's gender-less. It's just you as a bunch of particles, mostly space, being, appreciating that you be. That is one of the most rewarding gifts I've ever been afforded to be in touch with. And that's the gift that life at 39 gave me. Those are my words of wisdom. Before I go, Shoka, don't know, please stay. Lay that butt. Hey, Shoka. You want to speak? Speak. Speak to the people. Speak. Okay. So for this episode, pay your dues. I want to start by saying thank you once again to the loves, all you supporters of this podcast and the Wyann show. I call everybody's life their own show. So everyone that supports at WYANNA page on Instagram, at Wyanna. I'm also that on Clubhouse, actually. If you support at Wyanna, or if you support at RAISEITUP, that's my name on Twitch. I don't use Twitch that much. Anyways, those of you that support, my loves. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Danke. Vielen Dank. I'm telling you, y'all are my shiznit 12 times over. One of my moms, one of the Emotions fans who loves each of my family members, especially my Auntie Pam. Thank you, Pete Keys, once again for this. Hold on. Oh, I would stand up, but because I always know that I'm sitting down, the pants I have on are nuts. So sorry. But the bottom of this shirt says World Tour 1977. And Pete Keys, again, got this for me. I really appreciate that. This beautiful freaking self-portrait in all bling came from at Fonzarelli for real, my boy Jodi's, who is a love of my life, love for life, a part of Lightwork, my professional mentoring services and everything. Like, this dude is outstanding. He got me this as well as this particular card. No one can fill your fabulous shoes. And this is so pretty and awesome. Thank you, Miss Beverly. That's literally what we call her, Miss Beverly. She's another love. This is what she got me, this particular beautiful card that says, as a wise beaver once said, there's only one thing to do on your birthday. And you open it and it says, have a damn good time. I love, this is for Poetry Month over here. This particular book, Life Doesn't Frighten Me at All. It's a poem by Maya Angelou, and the art is done by Basquiat. So I keep that up there just because I knew that it was Poetry Month and everything. And apparently this is when my right eye wants to start being a weirdo. So, ladies and gentlemen, I always have to thank my glam team, my glam squad, for my hair. I love that. I love keeping my hair healthy and making sure that it's, taken care of on a fundamental level. So I use these products of at I Love the Do, ILOVETHDOUX, from Maya Smith, my actual cousin in love and music and in life. My cousin, she has this product called The Do, and you can find it at Target, Amazon, Sally's Beauty, CVS, Walmart, any place where dope people shop, you can find it. And my hair lady at Hair by Quista, Hair by Quista, used That's Deep conditioner on me today, and the I don't want no scrubs freaking shampoo on me today. And it got some gunk out because I'd put too much what do you call it, ladies? Edge control. I put too much edge control and it was like not coming out. So when we put that no scrubs in there, it was like, yeah, man, down. It was great. And I was so happy to get it out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also say thank you to my beautiful, beautiful assistant, Onette Zeleke. She came over today and assisted me put this all together, and literally as a one-woman show today, she was my second woman, and she made sure that thing was taping before she left out of my house, because once I sat here, I couldn't move. Thank you so much, Onette. I want you all to support her new endeavor, which is Easy Misil, at EZMISIL. It is photography that is coming. If you all like the pictures that I did for my Rockets Up on These Hoes shoot, where I was revealing that I had had a fall in March, and I was, stepping out of my comfort zone and saying, man, fuck that. I'm beautiful regardless of how I maybe appear or feel to be different than beautiful. She is the one who did that, and she is the one who helps out around here. She and my other angel at Cup of Sue, CUPOFSUE, Cup of Sue. I love both of you angels. Thank you so much for always having my fucking back. If I can't count on shit else, I know I can count on y'all, so I thank you guys so much. Another one of my students, damn, this is a student day. Another one of my students at Nails of Essence, all spelled correctly. Her tagline is thick thighs, sharp nails, because yes, baby, thick. And she's very freaking smart. Dean's List 4 semesters in a row. Holler at the girl if you want. Not only being smart, becoming a doctor is her vibe. Look at this baby, bro. I'll make sure to put more pictures in the freaking at Raise It Up Y stories and stuff. But she did my nails, and I think I'm a little ashy. My bad, y'all. But still, she did these nails, ladies and gentlemen. She got me looking like a G. She actually did me some pretty birthday nails. Had me looking like, let me see, Cardi B Huxtable, because it was like conservative Cardi B. I learned that I'm not good with jewels on my nails. I'm a tomboy. I do too much stuff. So all of those jewels ended up popping off like Crips and Bloods in the same area. It was bad. So don't worry about that part, right? It is also the birthday month of my baby brother, Wyann, at Wava Life, at WAV as in Victor, ALIFE, also wavalife.com. Support my baby brother for this month. Please hit him up. Just send him love, or look and see about his products, because guess what? They can ship nationally now. They figured it out. You understand? So please, if you all have the opportunity and you want some immune system probiotic boosting drinks as well as foods, my baby bro got that. So please hit up Warren Vaughn. Hit up Warren Vaughn on his business page at Wava Life, WAVALIFE. And in April, we usually do episode together, but my baby brother works so effing hard. He gifted himself with a trip. He and my little soon-to-be sister-in-law went out and did their thing, and they're still out. So I tried to see if we could kind of call him and just say happy birthday to him as a family. He wasn't available, but that's okay. It's the thought that counts. Our sentiments are pure and good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I got everybody. Why do I feel like I missed somebody in this? Oh, I just didn't put it down. The at Easy Missil. That's Onata Zeleke Ashanafi Velde Gorkis on net. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have hardied with me this episode. Life is unpredictable, but the one thing you can predict is that if you put your mind set to this moment, to your present, you can center yourself, find your connection with your present power, breathe, meditate just for a moment, no longer than 15 minutes. That might even be too long. You can maybe do this in 5 minutes. Just give yourself permission to be off the hook. Give yourself permission to just tap into you. And I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, divine intervention, inspired impulse will give you direction about the natural, logical, best next step for you. All right? I appreciate y'all so much for rocking out with the girl, the birthday girl. 30 fine is all mine, and it's been good to me. Please take care of yourselves. I love y'all. And as always, stay real.
Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why? Raise it up. Raise it up, why? Hey, raise it up. Hey, raise it up, why?